is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you on a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. What is good, YouTube? Coming to y'all this Saturday with another video. We're going to talk about, obviously, Nikola Vucevic and his breakout season. He had a chance to make an all-star game a couple years ago, and we all felt like he can really put up these numbers. The team was competitive. There's not too many centers doing what he was able to do. And one thing I would definitely give Nikola Vucevic his credit on is the fact that he has been able to evolve his game. It hasn't been rapid increase, but this year he has taken his game to another level. He always been steady. He always been consistent. He was going to give you the numbers. He's just as good as advertised. When you think about Nikola Jokic, you think about 16 and 10, 18 and 10. And honestly and truthfully, it's not misleading because that's basically what he's been getting since he started getting a lot of minutes and started developing. But one thing we will definitely say about Nikola Jokic this year is he's having a career year. And it's ridiculous. The fact that they're in the playoffs, they're competing. He's hitting big shots in the fourth quarter. He's stepping out and hitting mid-range jumpers. He's stepping out and hitting 40% of his threes, which is above average because you want to shoot 36%, and he's shooting significantly over that. And the fact that he's shooting 3 a game shows you that he's having confidence. Last year, he shot 3.6 threes a game, which is more than what he's shooting this year, but he only made 31% of them. The year before that, he shot 1 3 a game. This year, he's shooting almost 3 a game and shooting them at a way better clip, but he's also 3. If you give him the 3, Nikola Vucevic is going to knock it down or even jack it up. But he's not only living by the 3. And we done seen centers like Brook Lopez and Jokic, they really use the 3. Even Marc Gasol was a guy that liked the elbow jumper, liked it to bang and post up fadeaways and do hook shots. Then he started becoming more with the 3. I feel like Vucevic has been able to evolve his game to the modern day standards that centers have to be able to pick and pop, whether it's from the mid range or the 3. And he has been able to add that to his game. And at the end of the day, he has been able to be efficient at it. And a lot of these centers have been able to do it. But Vucevic still punish you on switches. He still shoots over and beats up smaller defenders while still giving you that gravity that now you know he's a three-point shooter. And now you know he's capable of making it, especially if you continue to give it to him. And I done seen so many games this year because I watch every game as much as I can. And I done seen Vucevic just tear teams apart with his gravity. If you would have told me Nikola Jokic would have had the type of gravity that he has this season, I would have called you crazy 3 to 5 years ago because he was a modern day big at that time. And at that time, they wanted you just to grab a bunch of rebounds, post up, and that's it. Now he's doing damn near everything besides putting the ball on the floor. He hasn't done that as much, but he hasn't needed it. He's not trying to change his whole complete game, but he has adapted and evolved it to where now you have to respect his jumper because he put in so much work and he's been doing it so consistently that now you have to play and guard him differently. People thought that he'll fall off. People thought that it wouldn't be sustainable, but only reason why I'm making this video is letting you know this is 23 games in. This is not like it's only 5 games in or 6 games in. This is a large percentage of the season, and he's been doing it consistently damn near the whole season. And I'm not like blown away by it, but seeing how he played when he got to Orlando and being able to become a solid center to a decent center to an all-star caliber center that he was a couple years ago, and now to even have a better season than that, we would never seen Vucevic evolving into the player that he is now and being as good. Like Nikola Vucevic right now with the Orlando Magic in the playoffs and the way he has been playing in the fourth quarter and in games and his numbers, he's an all-star this year. A couple years ago, the only debate that he wasn't an all-star was the fact that his team wasn't winning, which is legitimate. You really want to reward winning. You want to get guys in there that has been able to put up the numbers but have contributed to winning games. But He still has a couple more games to go to get to that level of all-star, because they can always go on a losing streak. They can always flop. His number can still go down 15 to 20 games from now, which will be about the all-star break. And if that happens, then you know they go back to the same Orlando Magic. But if he keeps this up, you have to give him his credit that he's a potential all-star candidate right now, and he's playing like one of the better centers in the NBA. And the fact that he can shoot that three just makes them more dynamic. Once they get a better point guard than DJ Augustine, their offense can really be fully locked, especially if they can get one that can collapse the defense and create his own shot, because then it will give you that dynamic. If you're not going to stop Vucevic, you have to guard the point guard that can create his own shot, whether it's an elbow jumper three or even coming off screens and just getting straight downhill to the paint. And then he can always kick it off to Vucevic for an elbow jumper or a three, which means they have another dynamic that they don't really have right now. DJ Augustine doing what he can, but he's a limited, outdated point guard. They need somebody a little bit more stronger and a little bit more consistent jump shot wise and a little bit more physical so you can get to the paint. Because the more the point guard can do, the more unguardable this offense can become with a center like Vucevic that forces you to guard him outside from the three-point line, and he forces you to play big because he can post you up and beat you up in the inside. Now, that's what the game has become. But with them not having the talent that they really need to be a contender in the East, that's one of the reasons why they're struggling consistency wise, is because a lot of their players haven't developed and a lot of their players haven't been able to reach the level of where they should be at right now. So it's going to take a while for this Orlando team to gel. It's going to take a while for this Orlando team to really get to where they're trying to go, because they're not going to win the championship and they're not going to be one of the best teams in the East until we see more improvement for Aaron Gordon, Jonathan Isaac, and other guys that they have drafted. And they do have some solid veterans, and they do have players that can play. And Vucevic is going out there being committed, being loyal to Orlando. They paid him, they extended him, and they giving him the opportunities, and he has continued to work, continue to provide stability for this organization. He hasn't been disgruntled. He hasn't been frustrated staying with Orlando. He hasn't been not being mad because they've been losing and been missing a lot on draft picks. He has been there. He has been quiet enough. He has been a professional, and he has went in there and improved damn near every single season that he's been healthy, and he has improved significantly this year. So if anything, Orlando should give him an extension. And that's the next part of the question. Is Nikola Vucevic a max player? Well, numbers-wise, yes. But like I said, we haven't seen the whole season. But Vucevic got a nice chunk of money his first time around from Orlando. And it looks like he's not in a rush to leave Orlando right now. Like I said, he's basically been grinding with this roster. And he's already making $12 million a year. And this is his last year. And that's basically a bargain for the way he has played the last 3 to 4 seasons. And he is an integral part of their team identity. And he has really expanded his game and made it basically his team at this point, because other young players haven't stepped up like we thought they would right now. But they still have more years to develop. But he has been patient. He has improved his game. And he is putting up 20 and 10. And he is evolving his game too. So is he worth 20-25 million? I think it will hurt you in the future, because I don't know if Vucevic can really be a second or third option on a championship team. Can he be a starter on a championship team? Yes. But can he really make that big of an impact to the point where he can be a deciding factor in a series? He's proven that these 23 games, but he hasn't proved it throughout his whole career. Can he be a third or a fourth option? I can see that. Can he be a number 2? Can he be a number 1? I don't see that, but I never seen that in Vucevic. But I also never seen him being the player that he is today. So if they do decide to pay this man more money than $12 million, which he does deserve, and he has been loyal, he has been patient, he has been consistent, but the fact that he's 29 years old, that just adds a factor that he's not young anymore. He's not your cornerstone because he's entering his prime, but he's also going to sign that extension because he's been there in Orlando for years. He can get up to 5 years. If they give him a 3-4 year deal, I can definitely see them paying him high numbers for those small amount of years as a trade-off and not giving him a long-term contract, which is 5. the max years. But if they give him 3 to 4 years, I can definitely see him making 20 to 22 million. But what is your team going to look like with Vucevic making that much money? They're going to look a little mediocre, and you're not going to really give them a legitimate shot at being a contender in the East. That's the problem with giving him the more money, because this team just isn't good enough, and they competing. They're giving it their all, but they just don't have enough talent. Would you rather move Vucevic, $12 million a year? He's worth more money than that, and that'd be a steal for another team. But if you pay him and he still continues to improve, I can see a team making a move to give him. Now, that will track you back down to rebuilding, but he doesn't really fit the timeline of these other guys that they're trying to turn into the next franchise guy. So they're in a situation where it'd be smart to pay him for his loyalty and not overpay him either. But it's also, is Vucevic really going to help you get to a championship? Is he really that guy? But also, is he really worth giving him max type of dollars that can really hurt our flexibility and can really hurt where our team is going? But if they can hit a fair deal where they're not giving him the max numbers, but also giving him respectable numbers to where it's fair for him, but he continues to improve to where the team can continue to get better with the young talent as they develop, then that makes sense. But most of the time, that never really happens, especially for a team like Orlando. They even overpaid Aaron Gordon a little bit this upcoming season, this year in free agency. So I don't know. They're in an awkward situation where you're paying Fournier, you're paying Jonathan Simmons, you're paying Aaron Gordon, and now you're about to pay Vucevic, but you're nowhere near a championship level is my whole point. So I definitely want to see if they're going to try to keep Vucevic or they're going to allow him to entertain his options and go somewhere else for either less money or a role on a better team that needs him to take that step into being a little bit more relevant in that team. We don't know yet. He hasn't told us who he wants to go to. He hasn't gave us no options. I don't really see that many teams that Nikola Vucevic can take to the next level right now. We don't know what's going to happen during the draft. We don't know what's going to happen in free agency. We don't even know what's going to happen to the trade deadline. So to me, Vucevic is one of the more mysterious players because of how he plays his game. He's not a great defender. He's not a dominant offensive player at this point. And can he really take you to the next level as, oh, we just traded for Vucevic, now we a contender? I don't see a team right now that he can go to and do those things. So he's in an awkward situation. He's not the most dominant best center. He's not the worst center, but he's also one of the centers that you want on your team, but it's not that many teams that need to be contenders that need him. So he's in an awkward situation, but he has improved. He has been loyal. He's an ultimate professional. He does deserve to get paid in his money. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Check out my spread shirt. There you can find t-shirts, sweaters, and hoodies to support the brand and the movement. But you also can find cell phone cases, water bottles, pillowcases, even things like mouse pad. I got it all for you. If you want to support the brand, you can click my spread shirt in the comment section below. I enjoy making these videos. You guys enjoy watching them. That's why I continue to go. Let me know if Nikola Vucevic is underrated, overrated. He's a max player. He's not a max player. Is he a championship level player that can take you to the next level, or he can't? Or do you feel like Vucevic, hey, he's loyal, he's committed, he's one of our best players, let's just take care of him? If you think like any of those ways, no way is wrong. We just got to see how his career turns out. Do he really want to continue to be patient and loyal to Orlando, or do he want to take his game to the next level and go to a potential contender and actually start winning games and actually try to contribute to winning a championship on a team? He might take less money, but he actually gets to win, and that's something he hasn't been really doing in Orlando so far. So let me know in the comment section below.